Megazord sequence has been initiated. Megazord activated.
What's up, everyone? Mark and Nicholas back again with a new speed build.
Yeah. For those, well, actually, I would normally say for those who don't know what such and such is,
It's pretty straightforward. We are speed building two model kits of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers / Super Sentai.
they're labeled Super Mini-Pla. Isn't Mini-Pla, whatever, the Gundam?
Well, there's Gunpla, which is Gundam's model kits.
Okay. But these are basically similar to the same idea, but these are...
Yeah, like another series.
Another series.
It's like, it's the same idea, but not Gundam and more Power Rangers.
They're plastic.
There's plastic.
There's no die cast. There's no batteries.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what to expect. For the Megazord, I know that it is transformable, so you can or have all 5 different Zord separate, or you can combine them to form the Megazord.
I think the Megazord is very close, or a scaled down version of that $300 or $400 Megazord that was just released by
The
Figure
Shugoku?
Arts. Yeah, the Heart of.
Yeah.
And I think this one's a dialed down version, of course, with no die cast parts or
Yeah.
anything like that, but it's the same mold.
I'm curious to see the quality of it. The Dragonzord, or Dragon Caesar, because it's labeled Dragon Caesar, and they put like a tape with Dragonzord. Anyway, the Dragonzord is, you can combine it with the Megazord, and eventually, I think in a few months, they will be releasing Titanus
Next year. Middle of next year.
And,
Summer of next year.
And that too, you'll be able to combine both of them with the Titanus.
And the Titanus will have batteries, and it will be
well, for
animated.
the price, I hope so.
Yeah.
It's $150 US.
Yeah.
Only for the Titanus, which is the same price as the Legacy Titanus.
Yeah. And the Legacy Titanus doesn't do anything.
No,
This
but
one's
it's big and
smaller.
hard plastic.
Yeah.
You know?
And you have to build this.
Yeah.
So, we'll swing the cameras around, point them down on the table, and get to building. We're going to start off with the Megazord, then move on to the Dragonzord.
Yeah, let's do that. Alright, it's morphing time! there we go. After 2 hours and 15 minutes, the Megazord and the Dragonzord model kits.
Now that's 2 hours and 15 minutes combined.
Yeah,
We're
of course.
2 people building the set. So if you were by yourself, you're looking at what?
Gauge maybe 3 hours. So.
Yeah. So
It's like compared to any Gundams that we've done in the past, this one felt much easier to do, much faster, because it's small models, maybe scaled to 1 to 144 scale.
also too with a Gundam, unlike with this, a Gundam you have to build all the inner workings of the arms, the legs, and all that.
The
skeleton, and then you have the armor that goes on top of it. There's a bit of that in here too, don't get me wrong, but not
Slightly,
as much
yeah.
as it is in a Gundam. I would say my first complaint after building this is, yes, it transforms, but you have to basically disassemble it to transform
For
it.
some of them,
Yes.
yes.
If you know the classic original vintage toy of the Megazord and even the legacy one, everything has to break apart to attach.
Yeah.
The Mastodon is correct. It works exactly the same way as the toy. The Saber-Tooth Tiger and the...
Mastodon?
No, that's the
Oh,
Mastodon.
no, it's
Triceratops. They're somewhat similar with the legs and all that. However, there are ball joints that you have to pop out.
Really stiff ones.
Yeah, and it's with like your little flick of your nail to pop them out. You can't do it with nail. They're too tight unless you really work it.
Maybe, yeah.
But you don't want to break the joint so it's super loose. It's really hard to explain. The one part that really annoys me is the head.
Oh, yeah.
In the original toy, the T-Rex head, the chest opened up and the T-Rex head slid in, at closed, and then the horns appeared on the head.
Not this time.
No, you actually have to take apart the neck of the T-Rex and its head and basically toss them in the
chest cavity. At least, that's one of the things, at least there is a place for the head.
Yeah, to store it.
Not like the Dragonzord, which that is my problem. If you want to transform it into the Megazord mode, the Dragon Megazord mode, the head is separate. You know, like it comes, like, it has his own little stand, but there's
No, that's not a stand. You actually use that.
To put it.
Exactly like what you were saying, like the T-Rex, you have to completely disassemble.
Yeah. But
him.
there's no place to put this.
No.
That annoys me because this little thing, I will lose it. I will, like, I don't know, there's no room for that.
Like this I understand because this has
Yeah,
always been a separate
sure.
piece when you've built your dragon. But this, you're telling me there was no somewhere that you could like tuck it away? It makes no sense.
Even if it's just like to add it in the back. I mean, sure, it's not the greatest thing, but at least I will...
At least you can keep it contained.
Exactly, I know where it is. I won't lose it.
So yeah. What else can we say about them? It's literally...
I really like it.
I really like
being
them too.
honest, I really like it. They're really well made. They're cute. They're gorgeous. They're like, the Dragonzord is probably my favorite because it has so many the colors, like the gold and the green. I don't think you can see it well on the screen, but it's really pretty and really accurate. You know, like where there is gold in the actual Megazord, there is on that one too.
And since they are Power Ranger toys, and since you can transfer them into Megazord, you can combine them.
Yep.
So they do come apart. They do go together. You can combine them separately, where you just have the Dragonzord with the Mastodon, Triceratops, and the Saber-Tooth Tiger, leaving the T-Rex aside. Or you could do them all together to make the Ultrazord and put it into the Titanus later on, and so on and so forth. They completely
They're
transform.
basically like the originals.
Yeah.
It's just that you need to build them first.
They're like the originals, but with a lot of posability.
Yeah, much more.
Ones that you could not do before.
They are pretty good size. I don't know if they are accurate, like proportionate with the Megazord and Dragonzord. I thought, by memory, they were the same size. You told me it was around the same size as the T-Rex.
He's a little bit bigger than the T-Rex, but he's with scale with the T-Rex.
So that is actually up to scale with this model, because the T-Rex is slightly smaller than the Dragonzord.
Because don't forget, this guy here will come apart and go on top.
Yeah, exactly.
Without being like monstrous.
Mm-hmm.
Just to do a quick comparison, if you do with we have the Figure Arts Megazord,
Which is basically the same size. The figure art is a little bit slimmer.
Yeah.
But size-wise,
it's pretty much
just
exactly
as tall.
The thing with him though, I find he's so hard to pose because he's too loose.
Well, I mean, it's an action figure.
And he's die-cast. He's really
And
heavy.
he's
And another comparison we could do is the Build-A-Figure or Build-A-Megazord from the Legacy line. And you can see that he's a good 2 inches taller.
Yep.
But again, he doesn't transform, he transforms.
That's a big plus on itself. So if you want to display just the Zords, you can do that, you know? Which I might... No, I think I would just keep it like that.
Speaking about just the Zords, here I was talking about some of the bad parts. The Saber-Tooth Tiger,
Oh, yeah.
he skipped leg day.
Well, yeah. The back legs are so derpy.
They're like small. Compared to the front of it, he's like super small.
It's not a big problem.
No, because the likelihood of...
Yeah. Honestly, I can recommend it, like, enough. Yeah.
Okay, because you're starting
Yeah,
off,
exactly, right?
I cannot recommend it.
Enough. It's a really nice figure.
I think for any fan for Power Rangers, it's like...
not that expensive.
Considering the legacy items, and what if you don't have the room for a legacy item? I think
big.
this is a great little scale. It gives you a little more pleasure out of it because you're building it yourself. You're putting it together.
If I remember correctly, they were around $80 to $100. No,
he is like $60 or $65 US, and he is $45 US.
Oh, even cheaper than I thought.
Yeah,
there we go.
unlike the Titanus, which is
Titanus,
$150 US,
Which is supposed to be twice the size, if not a little bit more, of the Megazord, because
considering he
yeah,
has
it
to
is
fit inside
plus there's batteries and lights
and moving
sound
and all
remote
sorts of bells and
control
whistles and
drones and satellite.
All right, so that about does it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and
Subscribe.